I feel like such a moron to start the story this way, but several years ago, we're in Winnipeg, right near the end of the pregame show. And, we're on camera, going on camera in like 10 seconds. Some guy knocks on the door in the TV booth. He pokes his head in, and like the stage manager says, this guy wants to talk to you. And this is the moron part of me. I looked at his face. I didn't know who he was. But I'd like to think I'm a good guy. So I'm like, well, we're going on in 10 seconds. So, okay. And he said, hey, Tripp, Mark Chipman. I just want to, and he said some really nice things about our broadcast. Okay. This is your chairman. This is one of the most highly thought of guys in the game. He has since become a dear friend. When my brother was accused of espionage and in prison in Venezuela, he reached out to Larry Tannenbaum because he had business dealings in Venezuela to try to get my brother out. Mark Chipman is, let's grab the salt shaker. He is salt of the earth. And I think wow, what a guy to represent your brand with the Winnipeg Jets.
You know what? So I feel this very, very strongly. And I didn't until I got a little bit older. But coaching in the National Hockey League may not be the most socially redeeming thing I could have done with my life, right? So there's it's a capitalist environment. You're chewing on guys' butts and you're pushing buttons and it's win-lose. So at the end of the day, as we talked about heaven, when I meet my God, he's not going to say, hey, I'm a big Jets fan, go on in, right? So my best chance from a professional point of view getting a passing grade comes from working here and working for a guy like Mark Chipman. He's been lucky. But with Mr. Kermanis and Mr. Tannenbaum, they do an awful lot of good for people. But I didn't realize how important that was till you get to a certain age where your eyes open up and you realize, like, this guy owns the team for all of the right reasons. It's not for autographs. It's not to make a ton of money. It's certainly not to get on the camera, because you're going to have a hard time finding him on the camera. It's for what it does for the city of Winnipeg. We are unique here in Winnipeg. So this is not a 5 million person market. It's a small market. And this is what people do. Old winters up here, but I can tell you, because two of my kids have worked at a program he's got called Camp Manitou, with the work that he does for at-risk kids, and these are significantly at-risk kids, and the commitment that he makes to them, and the brilliant place it is for my kids to work there with the people that he has working there. This guy, this guy makes my job socially redeemable, I think. Being a head coach in the NHL is okay if you work for Mark Chipman, because he does so much good for this community. And he is such a fine example of what very successful men should be in terms of how they live their life and how they try to help people. I pale in comparison to that, but certainly have enjoyed very much getting to know him and watching the impact that he's had. And the never-ending question for him is, how can I do more? How can I do more? And so it's been... That goes back, and probably should have been my first answer about why I love Winnipeg. But working for Mark Chipman in Winnipeg is the best I could do in pro sports, I think.